even if nobody is there, like if I go back from 10 years, 15 years and just go back and look at that, I have so much to take away from it.
Yeah.
So there's also a selfish aspect that I want to do it.
Absolutely. We'll definitely do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And you mentioned about idol
Yeah.
worship,
Yeah.
right? I Based on what I have read, there is few things that I know about idol worship, why it came into play. So why do we do idol worship?
Mhm.
What is your take on it? Why do we have idol worship where we go, like in Hinduism, you go to a temple, there's an idol and you worship that? What is the theory behind that?
Okay. This is an excellent question, right? What is the word for idol in Sanskrit? It's called vigraha.
Vigraha.
Right.
Okay.
If you look at that word, okay, graha is again something to do with seeing,
Mhm.
right? And why do they emphasize so much? If you remember in our podcast, we went back to bandha, drishti, and asana, right? If you go to a place where there is no idol, okay, your mind is just going to spin around directions. Now you're going to look at the color of the wall, every single thing, right? You won't be able to get that one pointed focus, right? So if you instead have like an idol, okay, which is set up in a light up setting, with like two, what do you call, diya, right? Or candle flame or something like that, right? There is something that your vision is automatically drawn. So you find that moment of contemplation or moment of deep meditation. Right? In fact, it's called trataka. That is the exact word that we use, right? It's like you lit up a candle flame and just gaze at the flame. That's it, right? And when you take the vigraha aradhana, right? Aradhana is like prayer or worship, right? Vigraha is like I said, when you're looking at an idol, okay? And when you combine these two aspects of contemplation and then giving a form to the deity, right? You're now able to achieve that relatability, right? To put it in simple terms, if at all, if you never knew my face, what Ranjan looks like, right? And Ranjan is just written in books, okay? Would you be able to successfully claim that Ranjan is a personal deity of mine?
It's very difficult. I would just create a weird, like I wouldn't say weird, like a just image of, okay, this is in Ranjan avatar. Like something is going to come up to my head.
Right?
Yeah.
Essentially, to remove those barricades, we have Vigraha. Yeah.
Makes sense. Interesting. Going back to my questions.
And for all the viewers, Raghu has done a lot of due diligence. He's made a bunch of questions from the book that he wants to ask. So you're getting full worth back of your time and effort listening to this podcast.
Yeah, thank you. Like it's really awesome. And then I have so many questions, and I catered all my questions for even people who read the book will definitely have some takeaway listening to this podcast. So you speak about mantras, right? Like I've chanted mantras in I went to a boarding school. Even before eating, we had Annapurne, Sadapurne,
Yeah.
Shankara Pranavalle. So we used to just chant it, right? Okay, let's get it done. So you bring up a very interesting point about mantras and its pronunciation and how it has to be pronounced.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why I've read the book, but why is it so important?
So even before we go to the concept of mantras, right? We have to understand about Sanskrit, right? Because it is in Sanskrit that we have all the mantras written, right? And the origin of mantras happens through Shiva,
Correct.
right? Because he's the one who is there's this concept of okay, this is a secret doctrine, so I cannot talk about it much. But if you understand Sanskrit, there is something called swaras, okay, which are the vowels, okay, and vyanjans, which are the consonants. Okay.